Is Woody Johnson involving his 18-year-old son to make football decisions for the New York Jets? Sure seems like it. All right, now we have heard rumors about this for years that Brick Johnson, Woody's 18-year-old son, had a say in what was going on with the team. We always heard rumors that when Woody would make a decision based on what fans wanted, that was really coming from Brick being on social media and passing that information really on to his dad and influencing his dad. We heard reports going all the way back to 2001 when Brick Johnson at that point was 14 years old, that he wanted to get more involved in what he saw, or what many see as, the family business. And now we hear even more coming straight from Rich Cimini himself. So this is a quote from Rich's podcast, the Flight Deck podcast, he calls it. Quote, "You talk to people around the team and his sons, especially Brick, are kind of involved in what's going on. And one source told me that he," quote, "Brick, is very much involved in the football operation." There are two ways you can go with this. Okay. The first way is, you could see here in a comment by our friend Dom, that it's a very skewed statement. Involved in the football operation could mean a lot of different things. And if, we're being honest, it's his dad's business. Why wouldn't he learn? Right? Why wouldn't he learn with what's going on? Why wouldn't he be involved? Because let's be honest, Woody, as much as we want him to sell the team, he's not going to sell the team. Owners only sell if there are really, for two scenarios. One, if they're forced out because they're a terrible person, like we saw with the Redskins a few years ago or recently, or if they don't have like a succession plan. And in this case, he has a succession plan. Whether we like it or not, Brick Johnson is going to be the owner of our team at some point in the future. He's going to be running the team, whether we like it or not. So why not at this point would he be involved? How involved? Who knows? But the other way to take this is, why on earth would you let an 18-year-old child, let's go, I would not trust an 18-year-old to tell me what to do. I would not trust an 18-year-old to run any sort of a business. Why is he involved? And for that matter, why is any of the ownership involved in the football operations? We talk about Woody meddling. Why would we want Brick Johnson, an 18-year-old kid, meddling? There is going to be a documentary at some point written on the 2024 New York Jets, and it is going to be must-watch TV, between what happened with Reddick, between the firing of Saleh, between the firing of Joe Douglas, the pointing of blame by Aaron Rodgers, the Devontae bringing him in, Jeff Obrick trying to keep everything together, Garrett Wilson and other players going off on social media. Now we have an Aaron Rodgers Netflix special to look forward to. I can't wait to see that. And now we get more reports that Brick Johnson, Robert Woods Johnson, is possibly intimately involved with the football operation with the team. This season has just been an absolute circus and a disappointment. And I just really hope, and I know you guys hope too, that they rip the Band-Aid off and they start fresh. They just get rid of everybody. We have the worst coaching staff in the entire league. We have an aging quarterback that really needs to be put out to the pasture because he can't move. He's coming off an Achilles. And you know what, Brick? If you're watching this, we know you're on social media a lot. We know that you're in those Twitter spaces when we're talking about how much this team has just devoided us of all happiness. If you are that involved, you know what we're saying on social media. You know we're saying that Aaron Rodgers has to go. You know that we are pushing for certain head coaches. For me, it's Vrabel. You know that we're pushing that change needs to happen at the facility and the culture needs to be reset. Maybe you are the avenue for that change to happen. I don't know. Maybe we're desperate for change. And this is another straw that we could hold on to. But this is just this when you hear stuff like this at this point in the season, as a Jet fan, not making the playoffs for 14 years, and you hear that his 18-year-old son could possibly be really running the team in the back end, you go, you know what? Okay. Because it can't get any worse, right? It can't get any worse. Personally, if I'm being pragmatic about it, if he's involved, who knows how much he is, quote, involved, and who knows about these sources. You always have sources from the going to the Athletic and ripping on the team. Maybe this is another source that just is deep inside the building, doesn't like the ownership, and just wants to shit on them. Who knows? But like I said in the beginning of the video, Robert Woods Johnson, Brick Johnson, is going to be our owner at some point. He's going to be running the operation at some point, whether we like it or not. Because Woody is not selling as much as we would love him to. So why not be involved to some level? I'm not saying he's in meetings saying bench Aaron Rodgers like we heard Woody wanted to do. And again, we don't know the full validity of that statement, the full validity of what was behind that decision. Was it because Woody was just fed up with Aaron, or was it because it was injury related? We don't know. But I don't think Brick Johnson is in there telling Jeff Ulbrich or telling at this point Phil Savage what to do on a day-to-day basis. And there are going to be fans that are going to take this statement or are going to take this quote and go off the deep end and think that. I don't think that's actually what's happening. But those are your two scenarios. You're going to have the fans out there that are going to say, you know what? He's got to get involved at some point. Right? And he can't be that much worse than Woody. And you're going to have other fans out there that are going to say, why on earth are you having an 18-year-old make decisions for a business? Honestly, I would hope to think that it's more of the first statement where he's got to learn the business. He's got to be somewhat involved. We don't know. We don't know. The truth is probably somewhere in between. But again, maybe he is our avenue to get our voices as fans to Woody. Maybe he's the one going into spaces. Well, he's very likely the one going into those Twitter spaces anonymously, seeing what's on social media, and going back to his dad. We've heard that before. This isn't the first time. This is kind of old news. Let me know what you guys think in the comments. Like I said, I think it's more of he's got to learn the business. He's got to get used to what's going on in the facility because let's be honest, he's going to be our owner at some point in the future.